They were going green. The clutch feels great. Nice, just stock factory clutch, real easy. All right. See, plenty of power to merge in. Now, if you put a 4-barrel in this thing and a cam and maybe some headers, we're talking, it turns into a fun car to a quick car. Greetings, automotive enthusiasts. Today we have for you a super cool, super rad, and super special car. This is a 1979 Spirit AMX. They made these AMXs from 79 and 80 only, but only in 79 could you get the 304 V-8. And that's what this car is, with a manual transmission. This was a 61,000 mile, all original Survivor car. I say all original. Back in the day, somebody did convert it to dual exhausts. So that's really kind of the only modification to the car. But yeah, this thing is super cool. Give you a little walk around. Be sure to go back to my video where I bought this car and attempted to drive it back. It was, there's quite the story behind this car. But so what I'm doing here is kind of giving you a little overview. This is kind of like a before and after video. I'm going to show you the car before I really do anything to it. We put new tires on it because the tires on it weren't safe. So that's the only thing that's really been done. This car hasn't been detailed, touched up, polished, or nothing. So we're going to show you the car as it is, as we bought it. And then I'll go through and do some polishing, touch up, PDR, just all the little reconditioning here and there, sympathetic, and just all of that stuff. But I wanted to document the car because they're so rare. I wanted to document its original condition before I even touched it so people could see what we started with. So, like I said, and it's a 4-speed manual. I don't know if I said that or not. So let's dive in right here. First of all, we got to start right here. I mean, just look at that. When you drive this car down the road, the looks and the smiles and the honks and thumbs up it gets are just unbelievable. I think I get more looks than that than the Ferrari or the DeLorean. This car is a showstopper. So let's start here up the front. Everything's really nice. So what I would probably do is see where that flat black is kind of faded out there. Probably tape that off, respray that flat black. Again, that's something very simple. You're not really affecting the originality. Headlights are in good shape, markers, a few little bit of wear and tear and everything as it should. I mean, most of these cars don't even survive at all. Coming across the front here, the little rubber bumpers are compressed, so needs the little rubber stay bumpers replaced to kind of get that hood lined back up. But that's the reason you're seeing that there. There's some some imperfections here in the little turn signal lens, but it looks great. Looking across the bumper, the rubber is really nice. I wouldn't do anything with the bumper. I would leave all of the patina on it because it just, that's too much, that's kind of part of the car. I wouldn't change that. I mean, a person could repaint the bumpers black, but I mean, I guess when you look at the paint, it wouldn't be a sin to do that, but I'm not gonna do that. Now looking here at the spoiler, now this is like a urethane, and so it's getting real brittle and you can see where it's cracking and stuff. So I've got an idea here, and I've already talked to Body Shop about it, but basically laying fiberglass behind the urethane because that would give it strength and keep it from, you know, cracking anymore. And then go ahead and take the fiberglass out to here and basically kind of rebuild this right here with some fiberglass and then trim it out and then fill it in and make it smooth and then just touch it up and just kind of hand paint it and hand touch that up right there. Because I don't know where you can't find original spoiler. If you did, it's not gonna match the rest of the car. So that's my idea. for better or worse, that's my thoughts on that. That's my own crazy idea to come up with on the spoiler. And then it's gonna give it some strength too. Because, you know, it's a survivor car, you want to keep it as original as possible. Same thing over here, you can just see that it's kind of brittle and cracking. So that fiberglass will give it great support. Marker light looks good. Hood's really nice, there's really no body damage on this car. I don't think there's hardly any dings on it, definitely no hail. Looking here, we got, now here's the super cool fender overriders or flares, you know what you want to call those. Then they have these little body pieces here. I don't know where it'd be cool to find some of this stuff somehow, something that would fit and kind of just hand paint that and try to lay that in there if you could find it. That's going to be a little bit tricky, not sure how I would accomplish that. Brand new BF Goodrich radial TAs. I spent the money and got the right tire. You have to go back and watch. I'll put a link in the description, but they actually raced this car at 24-hour Le Mans and they won their class and finished like 20th overall. There's a YouTube video of it. There's an article write-up on it and it's great. And they were the only one in the entire race on street tires. These tires, BF Goodrich, they were sponsored by BF Goodrich and they did the race on street tires. That's an amazing feat that probably nobody knows about. It's a very obscure car. Looking down the side here, very nice, very straight. Amazing little survivor. There's the mirror, looks good. Windshield actually looks pretty good. There's some little wiper marks, little wiper scratches and very minor pitting and stuff. So, but I mean, it looks really, really good. Probably the original windshield. Here's the roof. And this looks aftermarket, but this is actually the factory sunroof. You know, so I mean, but factory for AMC is pretty much parts bin, aftermarket, whatever they can find. They borrowed and shared a lot of parts. I would touch this up here, you know, try to get some flat black and touch that up. Again, that's just touch up, that's just kind of reconditioning. I would do that. And then just the general Van Gogh will polish this car and they have great paint matching and they can match up and touch up all this paint. And on the website, this car is amazing underneath and some surface rust, but there's no rust or rot on the car. It's actually really amazing underneath. And on the website is a full photo gallery of underneath on the car. Lots of pictures, but it is a solid little car. Most of these are completely rotted out and gone. Again, we have this issue here. Be cool if you could find something like that somewhere and then literally just hand paint it and lay it back in there. That would be I don't think that would be a foul. I love this little kick up right here. I forget what they call that. Who else does that? That was a BMW is known for this right here. And they call that curve, I can't remember the name of that curve. Maybe you guys in the comments can tell me what they call that little kick up curve right there. But look at the graphics on this car. This is the yellow, and it's very rare. Most of these are black or red, and the yellow name slipping my name at the moment. It'll come to me in the video at some point in time. Had a cool name to it. Now, I have the original dealer factory louvers, and they had a little crack or something came loose, and so I took them off into epoxy them, and I hadn't put them back on yet. So, but look at the pictures on the website. You'll see the car with the louvers. And actually, I brought the car over here and forgot to glue these were kind of loose right here. Then I glued epoxied a couple spots on the louver. Little AMC markers, super cool. Coming around the backside, give you a bird's eye view here. Really nice. Taillights are in really nice shape. It'd be kind of cool to take some model paint or something and maybe touch up some stuff like that. I think that would be a no foul if you just went and kind of touched up. And the interior has some of the same things I'll show you when I get in there. AMX. Little scratches. So there's little imperfections all over the car. I'll kind of point out the bigger and obvious stuff. But, you know, this is an original car. And then here, look at this. This is the dealership that had these cars. And they hoarded a whole bunch of old American Motor stuff. This car set since I think the early 90s in their collection. You can see that right there. Dual exhaust, which sounds really, really good. Bumper's in good shape. No, that's just dust. Just water there. There's some chips and little stuff on the bumper, but actually looks pretty darn nice. I love the spoiler. Everything about this car has got so much style. That's cool. Markers, again, if you could touch up around there so you could make that logo pop, that would look really cool. All the flares are in really good shape. I don't think anything is broken. The wheels are in really good shape. These are the, I think they call them the Turbo 2 or something, Turbo Twist. Man, I'm forgetting all of my stuff on this car. You guys could help me out in the comments. I've studied all this stuff. I'm just getting senile. Again, touch this up right here. You know, touch the little paint up right there. AMX. Super cool. Here's the front fender. Little teeny spot, it's like, look, you can barely even feel that with your finger. So I'll probably just have them sand a little bit right there and touch that up just to cover up that metal. It's weird, it's not rust. It's kind of like maybe there was a scratch and it's had some surface on that. But you want to get something on that though. Clean it up a little bit, put something on it so it doesn't get any worse. Awesome car. You go ahead and pop the hood and I'll show you what lives underneath. All right, on the hood, the cable is broke. So what they've done is they've actually just extended the cable out here and put a little ring on it. And so you just reach in here and pull, and there pops your hood. So I can do this with one hand here. There we go. All right. I'm gonna turn my flashlight on here. All right, here we go. Got a brand new battery in it. That was one of my challenges driving it back. I could not find a battery that fits it. It's a really oddball size battery, but we have the correct battery in there, and it's clamped down with the factory clamp. Looking underneath the hood here, and again, original. So the dealership, when they recommissioned this in 2000, in 2020 in COVID is when they took this out of storage. They put on all new brakes all the way around, new calipers, hoses, new brass cylinder. So all the brakes are all sorted out, and I think they rebuilt the carburetor. So they did a lot of recommissioning work already to the car. So really all I kind of had to do was tires, mechanically speaking. And then we put a new mechanical fuel pump on it because the mechanical fuel pump went bad. Here is the zoom in here. There's your ID. It'd be tempting to pull the engine out and clean it up a little bit and repaint it. But again, I'll leave that for the next owner to decide what to do there. But you could really make it really sharp underneath this engine hood with a little bit of time and love. But there it is. 25 horsepower and 210 foot-pounds of torque, I think, something like that. Little 2-barrel carburetor. But that being said, literally it's the same block as a 401. You could literally drop a 401 in here. They don't have a big block, small block. They only have one block. And so you could literally drop a 401 in there, or you can get cams, and you could go crazy with this engine, and you could get easy 300 horsepower out of it just with bolt-ons. That would make this car a lot of fun. But it's a lot of fun now. It's a torquey little guy, and the car doesn't weigh much, so 210 foot-pounds of torque is actually pretty respectable, honestly. It runs really good. Go ahead and close that hood down. All right, I'll take you on the interior tour. I keep wanting to say saffron yellow, but that's not it. I'm still trying to think of the stupid name of the yellow paint. can't believe I can't remember. So I would really love, I don't know what I'm gonna be able to do here. Be neat if there's some place that could restore this chrome on this trim right here. You see how it's faded a little bit, because the door panels are in really, really nice shape. A little bit of pitting on the door handles. I think the car, it smells a little musky in here, so I think it was just kind of stored a little bit in probably a, you know, it's humid up north there, so probably had a little bit of I bet it probably had a little bit of mold or something on the inside. You know, what's nice though is I don't like inside the cluster. Sometimes it gets back inside there if it's really bad, but I think it was just very, very minor. Some humidity gets trapped in the car. So humidity actually makes its way into the car a lot of times, but then doesn't dry out. So really cool. But I think those panels could be, I'm not sure what, you know, because I don't want to change them because they're in really nice shape. So I'm going to look into what can be done there. They do make full carpet kits for this car. So there's the carpet. It has a tear right here on the floor, but the heel pad's good and everything. So they do make full carpet kits for this car. So that could be, I would probably change the carpets, maybe keep the old carpets for whatever reason. Here's your fresh air vents. Got one for each side. And it's really cool. These old cars are designed, you know, it's amazing how well they actually cool. This car does not have AC, and but these cars were designed without AC. So they actually do a really good job. You pull those fresh air vents and you get tons of fresh air going down the road. And look at this little leather wrapped steering wheel. It's in really nice shape. Little wrinkles, you know, the leather on the wrinkles there over the years, but look how nice. That's the leather and it's really good shape. Even the dashboard, look at this dashboard. Super good shape. This car is really amazing. The headliner's nice. I think I might be missing the dome light cover. I need to look through the car. I don't know if it just fell off in the car or not. Visors are all good. Like I said, all we've done is wash and vac this car. Look at the seats. They're in really good shape. Give you the first view of it and then close up of the bolsters. I mean, just a little bit of wear there, but all things considered, and look at the armrest. Super cool. Flip up the seat here and get back in here. It's just got this weird fading in the carpet. It's just kind of a weird, even where the sun didn't hit it. I don't really understand that, but it is what it is. There's the back seats. Really nice shape. All the material's nice. Even the tops of it, you can tell this car hasn't been set out in the sun because there's no sun damage to this car. It's been stored inside. Everything's really nice in the back. The panels, everything's really nice. And the seats fold down. Jump in here. Oh, let me get you the tag information. There's something there. Okay, here we go here. Try to get the right angle of the lights. I believe the converters are missing on this car too. And look at the doors. Some little surface rust there, but look. Nice under the doors. Slide in here. Now here's the original hood deal. Kind of broke away. I'll probably epoxy this back into place. Even though that's not working, I'll just epoxy that and get it back in place. Even the original radio works on this thing. AM FM stereo. Got all the cool gauges and everything works. The clock even works. It stops, but like if you kind of flick it, watch this. So if I move it and kind of flick it, see, it starts running. Look, but then it will stop again. So my thoughts is you probably take it apart, probably just clean it and lube it, and it will probably run and run and run. Look, there's the clock. Even the clock's working. Unbelievable. Little cubby hole there. So again, I was telling you about that. Again, take some model paint, and you see how this has the silver trim all around here, but then you see for whatever reason it's kind of faded out. And take and tape that off, and I would paint that trim, you know, just to refresh it. And holy cow, look at that. The original owner's manual, and there is the cigarette lighter trunk popper. And here's a funny story. The AMX has had to put this in here because the spoiler covered the keyhole for the trunk. So that was an afterthought dealer add-on. You can only open the trunk electronically because they covered up the keyhole. Oh, hey, here's some cool stuff. Tire pressures. Super low pressures, it's crazy. Compared to the 19, 20, 21 inch tires now that are terrible. Look at the shift knob. Very, very nice shape. The boot's still really nice. Could use a little deep cleaning maybe. The pedals and everything. Manual brakes. Manual brakes, power steering, no AC. Manual windows. I don't know if they had power windows as an option. Let's slide around to the other side. We got mirrors there. Manual controlled mirrors left and right. And you can control it remotely. Look at how these doors are absolutely amazing. Watch. If I don't close it hard, see? That's how tight these doors are. No, look at the gap. Amazing. You would think that they'd be sagging down and not wanting to close, but they're not heavy. I guess you're kind of thinking of the old Trans Ams and stuff. Those things were notorious, but pretty light door. Here's the door here. Again, just some surface right there. You could kind of clean that up maybe and touch that up, but for the most part, she's really nice. Here's the jams. Again, just touch up, just kind of, brush off anything loose and touch it up and treat it and just kind of protect the car. I love just the lack of quality, I guess, It's just amazing, the original paint. If anybody restored one of these, they probably over-restored it because that's how it looks. Pop this seat forward and kind of show you another angle of the back seat. I'll show you the trunk last here. Really comfortable seats. Here, let me show you this. Very nice. And again, in the dash, it's a really cool little parcel tray right here. Kind of nice to set stuff so it can slide around. And here's your mirror control for the right side mirror. Everything works there. All right, let's go ahead and, oh, the gas gauge does not work. So use your odometer for mileage. All right, we got the trunk popped here. And so we put new gas struts on it because they were weak and this hatch was kind of heavy. But look back here in the trunk area. It is really amazing condition. And that carpet kit actually comes with even the spare tire cover. So there's your spare tire. Look at that. Original tire. Never been on the ground. All the trim's good. Here's your little lever. Just very simple. Just, well, I say that. Oh, just go up and see, look, the seats fold forward. And lock back in. I put the tape on there because they were rattling. So I made my own little anti-rattle on both of those. Hey, gotta be creative, do what you gotta do. There's that. Like I said, this trunk pops, see, because the keyhole's covered up. But so these seals, I would probably try to find a new trunk seal for a couple reasons. Because one reason is when you pop the trunk, there's it kind of takes two people, because when you hit the button, the tension of the seal should, when it latches, right, there's tension on it. So when you hit the unlatch, it comes up a little bit, so you can lift it up. Well, right now, when you hit the button and it clicks, well, but the trunk's not lifting up, and so it just relocks itself. So you got to have, it's a real pain. You got to have somebody push the button for the trunk while somebody's in the back lifting it up. One thing I actually did was I actually stuck a little microfiber towel here to give a little tension, and that actually worked really good. So there's a couple of ways to do it, but just get a new trunk seal, So I'll probably try to source one of those. There it is. Super cool. Well, let's jump in this beast and take it for a drive. Here we are, going out for the test drive. I got Caden with me here. He's pulling camera duty. So see if you can hang on to this thing, huh? We're gonna get out here. it's amazing. This car just, you hit the key and just boom, it just idles straight away. We haven't even done, maybe they did ignition stuff, you know, when they recommissioned it in 2020. But here, check this out.
But let me first.
No music there. We'll have to wait for some music. So brakes, suspension. What's really crazy is how tight this car is and how the lack. I honestly expected a lot more rattles. I just figured that was kind of the way the car would be. I wouldn't even have been disappointed because I just would have felt that that's like how it is. But it's funny. Tyler Hoover from Hoovie's Garage featured this car in one of his episodes. I'll put a link to his video in the description. But he after driving the car, he says it drives better than it has any right to, which I thought was kind of funny and pretty fitting there. But get through some stoplights here. We'll get it up on the highway. Well, there we're going green. The clutch feels great. Nice, just stock factory clutch, real easy. All right. See, plenty of power to merge in. Now, if you put a 4-barrel in this thing and a cam and maybe some headers, we're talking, it turns into a fun car to a quick car. But the 4-speed's great. The gearing seems perfect on it. Like, we'll get up on the highway here, get out moving. And, I was afraid that it would feel like wrapped out, kind of stressed out on the highway. But it's really not. It's got kind of the perfect gearing. Go ahead and get going here. And it just drives dead straight. Look at the steering wheel here. Look, there's no shaking. Just drives straight as an arrow. So we'll get going here. And look, you feel that air ventilation, Caden?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just like, we got the windows up at 75 degrees out. And are you hot? I mean, you get hot if you're not moving. But then you can crank the windows down. But going down the highway, it's quiet and it's comfortable. It's awesome. Oh, I'm gonna miss this car if and when it sells. Maybe you'll end up in my collection. All right, and the handling, it's really kind of a soft ride, but the AMXs did have special suspension. They had bigger sway bars. They had the Turbo Cast 2 wheels, and I believe it's saffron yellow. I think that's the color, so things are coming back to me. Turbo Cast 2 wheels. Those vein alloy wheels are so cool. And then, those tires are pretty fat on this car. And I love the big fat sidewalls. It's a look you just don't get anymore. And the car actually handles really good. When you turn in, the front end bites and it turns right in. This car is very tossable. I thought it would just kind of maybe, I don't know, but it's designed to handle right, and they raced it. So, all right, let's get going here. Up on the highway. I'm just kind of rolling it up easy. And here's 70 miles an hour, and I'm doing 2,800 RPM at 70 mile an hour. That's not bad. I think they get 20 some miles to the gallon too, so that's pretty good. But really, the car, it is what it is. It's a survivor. It's got patina, but mechanically, it's really, really solid car. I kind of told you everything about it works. It's just a good, solid car. Now, there's going to be, some more maintenance probably to do, but I think the belts and everything have been changed and everything. Yeah. So mechanically, really, so now it's just attacking some of the cosmetics, because I think we got it kind of ready to go mechanically. So this is, like I say, this is basically a before part 1, and then we'll, it might take us a month or two, or 10, or 12, or years to get it finished. But I'll do my fun and magic to it, and then we'll kind of show you the end result. It'll look just like this, but just a little cleaner is all. So, well, I appreciate you guys riding along. I hope you enjoyed this video and overview and ride along. Oh, here, let's get the tunes. Oh, come on now. That's some music. I gotta get rock and roll. Hey, Rod Stewart will work. Forever Young, that's a good song for this car, right? Forever Young, and that's what I feel when I'm driving it. So, I'm having fun now. I'm dangerous. Hey everybody, like and subscribe, have a great day, and happy motoring.